After the conversation I had with Jura, I spent some time back at the stronghold to think, and my mind continued to recall on the connection that Jura lined me up to form. Paige. With that knowledge in tow, I made my way over to Olvenshire.
Hello?
You're elusive.
Am I? I do not think I am.
I've looked around this whole place for you and struggled to quite bump into you, but
Oh, I've been between here and the Adventuring Guild.
I believe I heard mention of you needing deep slate.
Oh, yes, it is going to take so much to do the wall.
This may not be nearly enough, but it's my entire supply and I don't particularly have a need for it.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate this.
And in addition, if you're not too busy with this wall or the Adventuring Guild, I was also able to procure a bit of an excess of this beer, and I'm not particularly a drinker. But
Oh,
I figure if I'm to ever pick up a knack for drinking, I'd prefer it to be with another wolfkin rather than an unfamiliar origin.
this is fair. I have more alcohol up in my office if you'd like to.
I also figure I haven't gotten to quite speak to you much on a one-on-one. And as another wolfkin, I believe we all should be a little closer.
We should, but I actually do not know many of the Wolfkins. Of course, I think they probably avoid me.
The
But
ones
we'll
I
have to
know
wait
of,
till day to drink.
or the ones I know of, there's the one that orbits the high vessel. I haven't particularly gotten a read on him because I haven't particularly ever seen him.
I have had one talk with him. It was about hoping the high vessel is not like the previous.
And where do you think that's going?
Well, she's not showing any signs, but suppose we'll see. I do have to have a meeting with her soon.
As do I. Do you think perhaps, though, that she's not doing enough, or that she won't?
Well, she's not really around enough for me to know for sure.
It's about the same as what I think.
I have doubts a bit, but that is just. I think precaution is necessary.
More than
I still
I'd say.
hold hope. I hold hope that she will be better, but I do not bet on it.
From what I see, it's not going much of anywhere, but like you said, I hold hope. As of now,
Yes,
she hasn't done much positive or negative, but out of a
yes.
leader, I prefer to have someone that is willing to do something regardless of worry or potential consequence. Someone that actually takes charge, that's what it means to be a leader. I don't know if she quite has that in her, but still willing to give her a chance.
This is why I'm hoping she understands whenever I have a meeting with her about. I was recently reported. I reported that I had a torture device, which I do not. But
What could
Hopefully
possibly get you
she,
mistaken for that? Or was it an entirely false report?
no, it was not false. I can show you. So, I am obviously the lord of this village. So I am in charge of any punishment. Let's say any criminals. And these criminals had colluded with cultists
Oh.
and let zombies into the inn willingly. Annoying. Ah. But so I think Rexaris, my friend, came here before he knew who I was and heard villagers screaming because they are below here, getting constantly scared by a zombie. The zombie does not touch them, so no physical torture is being applied. But this is my iron farm. It supplies the funds for the village. So they will serve their sentence by providing for the village that they hurt. Because their actions killed 5 villagers, including a child.
Only seems fair.
Exactly. So I just hope that she will listen to that. Because...
And if she doesn't?
Well, this is I suppose then we'll know. Of course, it is a complicated thing
Of
with
course.
me, at least.
A difference of
because-
cultures, I'd imagine.
Yes.
They don't always particularly see eye to eye, especially with us.
No. It is a bit odd sometimes, the difference in culture. Like how recently my friend Rexaris has told me that he sees me and my wolf farm and me and my more human farm as 2 different people. Which is not... I am the same person. Just a different form.
The things some people say in pure ignorance or incompetence surprises me.
This is true. But he has been trying to learn. He has an interest in culture, so I'm trying to teach him these things, and he has been learning.
Good.
I think that is important to teach those who don't know better. At least gives them the chance to learn. If they refuse to learn, then you cannot cure stupidity.
Very true.
But I do not blame people for being ignorant. I do not know every culture out there. I don't know the ways of most of the cultures in the overworld, so I always give a chance, you know?
Valid enough.
Don't know how long till day, actually. Oh, no, it's about to
Shouldn't be
become
too
day. I
long.
can feel it.
You can feel it.
I follow both the sun and the moon. I follow the eclipse, so I can feel the sun and the moon changing.
Interesting.
I think I am the only wolfkin here around that worships the eclipse.
You may well be. I don't know if... I suppose this is the first that I'm hearing of it. I was raised a bit unconventionally, to say the least. My
Well-
younger childhood, I was in a standard sort of encampment or tribe, clan, whatever you'd like to refer to it as. But Early enough, I lived alone with my father for most of my developmental years. So I'm not all too particularly familiar with Wolfkins at large, but I know of his traditions and his. What is this thing?
It is in LA.
Looks like it wants your attention.
They always do. I think they are like children.
And you
But,
keep them around, why?
I find them cute. That is it. Sometimes you don't really need a reason.
Understandable enough.
But I think I actually did not grow up in Wolfkin culture. My parents found themselves as one of the good ones. You know?
Good ones?
Not savage, not... They're proper people. They were stupid. They worked for the Shrieklings. And so I did not grow up as Wolfkin. And when I was sent away, I went back to my family's home village. Very, very fucking far away, let me tell you. I walked a very far distance. But then I learned to be Wolfkin.
Interesting word choice on savages.
That was their words.
I
hated it. They just thought they were better. And wanted power. That was it, really.
Can often throw people off. Either way, like I said, I've got an excess of this. You said you've got whatever other alcohols.
I have the ones up here, and then I have a few more in here. It's mostly just blaze wine. But that shit hits the spot.
I can't say I'm familiar with anything, but as I mentioned, more than willing to learn, especially in the company of another Wolfkin. Just need to make sure she outdrinks me.
I do recommend these for your first. They're very good. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Strong.
I do not tend to drink overworld alcohol because it does not do anything to me, really. I suppose my metabolism is too fast and my body is too big.
I understand that much. Being in the move as much as I've always been, never quite kept food down too well, or on too well. Others seem to grow greedy, but I've never been able to. I also just don't eat the extravagant, over-the-top type food that it seems everyone else does.
I don't tend to either. I mostly just steaks, whatever meats we have.
Precisely.
That I get from.
But
I have tried this rabbit stew that my villagers have made. You could try some if you are hungry.
I'll have to keep it for later. There's the baker that was on my case the night of the ball at the after party. Kept trying to hand me all these polite way to describe them, but they all seem wasteful, unnecessary. I've never quite understood everyone's taste for it. They see food as fuel.
things
Why
it
waste the
is
time?
understandable, but I think the reason for it is to appreciate things. The taste. Food is just sustenance, but also it can taste very good as well. It doesn't just have to be for fuel.
What would be
And
the purpose of hampering yourself? No victory to celebrate.
hmm,
I suppose the way that they, virtually everybody, seems to house down all these luxurious foods, it's wasteful. The amount of
I
things
think,
created, made, processed, it just seems purposeless.
please, Aurora.
Spend so much time on these plates of. I had one handed to me, it was a thinner pork wrapped around something else with some side of sauce. It just. The amount of time that it must have taken to create something like that seems wasteful. There's no better way to put it.
Perhaps, but hmm,
Have they no
I think
responsibilities?
well,
No work
the
to be
baker,
done
that is hers.
to.
That is what she does for a living. And if it pays, then I think she should keep going. But I think after the war, people learned to appreciate smaller things. Because many died and they can no longer appreciate those things.
I suppose I then would argue that if that is the baker's purpose, perhaps rudely, how do you not have anything more worthwhile? For example, you have a town that you lord over
Mm-hmm.
to spend days or weeks on end working on purposeless, empty food. You'd be letting down your responsibility. You bring something to the world, to the kingdom, with this.
Well, everyone provides something. If there were no bakers or cooks, then I would eat nothing most of the time because I am too busy doing my job. So they
Precisely.
do their job, and then I take what they have, I pay them, and it lets me continue to do my job. Everything has a role, it is a circle of life. There is no prey without predator, predator cannot survive without prey.
So you liken bakers to prey, then?
Hmm.
Fair
They are
enough.
like gatherers in pack.
So, yet another way of calling them weak, which,
Hmm.
sure
Their
enough.
leaders exist to protect for a reason, because the weak provide and the strong protect them. That is how it is. It is a balance. The strong exist to protect the weak.
Suppose we
That is
differ
how
on
I see
that,
it.
then. The way that I guess I would view it is only the strong should be sticking around, and if you're not already the strong, you need to work to that point. If you don't bring value, you need to find something that truly does. I was having a talk with somebody about leadership, big and small. I believe that. How do I word this? The strong rise to the top, and everyone should have something of purpose and value and worth that they wish to bring to the table.
Hmm. Well,
Everyone
not
should seek to
everyone
be
can be
strong
strong.
to prove their vision for the world, to
Hmm.
have something to offer, to have something to bring, have something to prove. If you don't have anything to prove, what's the point?
I understand that. But If everyone is strong, then no one is strong. Because that is just base level.
If everyone's strong, no one's weak. At least
Or is everyone
that's-
weak?
I suppose then it's a constant battle to the top, and realistically, I don't see that that is wrong or bad.
And now it is night.
Bottom line, everyone should have something to prove and be fighting for the means to prove it. That's the way I see it.
And I see that everything has a place in the world. And everything supports each other. They fill in the gaps.
Very well. If you have beds around, we can perhaps speed up the move today.
Here you go. I think actually we are the only ones in the other world at this time.
What exactly is this made of? You know?
The crystal walker? I do not know. I could
I'd
ask
say it's
next time.
akin to anything I've ever tasted.
No, it is very different. I like the heat it brings to chest.
I'm not feeling much, but perhaps after more.
The blaze wine is very nice. I'm not usually a fan of wines, but the blaze one is alright. Mostly, I think I like it because it is not fruity. It does not taste like fruit or smell like it.
Certainly a interesting feeling.
Drinking is always fun. At least for me.
I assume you're definitely a part of the general populace that has a very healthy relationship with the alcohols around here.
I do tend to only drink socially, but for a few days I suppose, drinking the feelings away. Don't usually do that, so that was out of. Oof, did not like that. Yes.
So what, just sitting here, taking back bottles alone?
Pretty much. Until I invited people over.
Interesting.
I was going through a bit of a time.
But it's a bit of a hard case. From what I've seen, people after drinking, or at least if they don't have a proper handle on themselves, make a fool of themselves, or... Oh, yes, make a fool of themselves. I don't know much of the baker, but I assume many of the things she said she would not say in a right state of mind.
No. Although she is going after, I think, someone else. So.
The way I would see it then is it'd be almost foolish to drink socially. To potentially disclose information that you wouldn't want someone else to hear.
Yes,
Or-
if you do not have a handle on how you respond to it, I think she is new to alcohol as well. It is. She needs to drink less. I keep saying this. Moderation is always key with alcohol.
Interesting.
But I think she's going through things as well, so that is probably why.
Is there anyone who isn't?
That is very fair, which is probably why the bars are getting a lot of business. But I only tend to drink with friends when others are drinking, because I have finally been able to get drunk, and while I remain in control of my bodily functions, I can move fine. I don't fall over myself. My filter leaves. Not for anything important, but I do keep hitting on people. So.
I was going to say, you don't already seem like the type to have a filter.
Well, I do tend to try not to make people very, completely uncomfortable. But I flirt more when I am drunk. So. But so far people have not minded, which is very good, because that would be very awkward if they did not like it.
Something you're looking for?
Ah, yes. There we go. I meant to put some things away. I was figuring out where they were.
Like I said, I
also
didn't
just
mean
tend
to derail. I was just...
Oh, it is no problem. I enjoy company.
Hope you don't take this the wrong way, but again, you don't seem the type.
To enjoy company?
No.
That is fair. I tend to get too much in my thoughts. So having people around to talk, even if I am not participating, I could just be doing paperwork. Having them around keeps me focused.
That's why you keep the music box.
I work better with noise. And they have a reason to come.
Give that
Great
call.
performing, listen. This is a ridiculous name for a bird, so I cannot believe the Eclipse named him that.
I suppose I'm opposite. I prefer... Can't say a quiet environment, but a natural environment. Means that things that are out of place are much more easy to pick up. If you're accustomed to the sounds around you, then you'll notice anything that sticks out, but throwing variables into the mix, such as music or other voices, can distract. I guess I've preferred to stray away from things like that.
I understand that.
I like
I
to keep an
suppose
open ear.
my want for noise is pack mentality, I suppose. Aurora, what the fuck are you doing? Leave him alone. Oh my god.
What
No,
are you doing
please
to
do
that
not.
thing?
Jesus. Please. I set you in a normal area. Why do you do this?
Looks angry at you.
Aurora always looks angry. Grumpy, and then she will go off to sleep.
Here if you need another.
I do enjoy the Haley beer.
What this stuff is made out of looks highly unnatural.
think it is natural for the end.
Fair enough, I have not looked around there all too much. I
It
had
to be very
my
colorful.
tour with Sundew. My tour with Sundew and whatever nobility, and then the after party with the ball. And that's about my extent of experience over there.
Hmm.
I'd like to get around into the Nether a little more, make myself familiar there, but I don't particularly know anybody.
Oh, well, perhaps next time I'm over there, I will invite you. I have many friends in the Nether.
I'd be welcomed.
Most of the people on my friend wall are from the end or the Nether.
You have a friend wall?
Yes, because I've never really had friends before, so I like to remind myself I have them.
Hmm.
Is
You've really hidden it away.
Bella's running out of space in the office.
You've placed yourself on it.
Only because it was a nice picture with Olivier. I only really have myself there if I am with my friends.
Some seem to certainly show up much more than others.
Hmm.
You pick favorites.
I hang out with them more often, get more pictures. Ah.
What else? Which way? There.
Hmm.
James.
Hmm?
Very interesting taste on that one.
Yes. I do like the effects.
I haven't paid all too much attention to them.
Oh. Healing touch and protectiveness.
And what do those do?
Hmm?
And those do what exactly?
I don't know, but it feels very good.
You don't know even exactly what you're drinking? Judge here, but
To be fair, I drank poison when I was a child. I do not think I could get worse.
pardon?
Ah, part of my training. To build resistance.
And
The
your
mother would
parents
splash
said
me.
that the rest were savages.
Mm, yep, exactly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't like splash potions. Oh. Every time I get worried that they will die.
From
I don't know. I had a frog that just randomly died. I was very upset.
wouldn't be shocked with this many things running around if Perhaps one was neglected, but I'm sure you've got your things figured out. Based off the look, I'm assuming you don't have your things figured out.
No, I do. My bookkeepers actually keep track of the animals if I am not around.
Hmm.
So they do not go hungry or anything.
You run a whole village, so not entirely a surprise if you can also run a mini village in here of random assorted creatures.
Well, I do enjoy having creatures around.
I've noticed. They're just taking random items of yours, or did you give this to them?
They like to carry things, so I gave them both an item.
And you chose a carrot.
It is what I had.
Hmm.
And seems happy with it.
Seems happy in general.
They tend to be. They do dance. I have learned that they dance with music.
I don't think that information will make even a dent of impact on my life, but I appreciate you sharing it.
That is fair.
That one was... Yep, it's back to it.
Not all information is important. Not all things in life have to be earth-shattering importance. There are quiet days, there are loud days. And that is just life. Highs and lows of nothing or everything.
Suppose another difference between us, I don't like letting a day go wasted.
I don't either. I build. Does not mean that it is not a low day. Nothing really happens. I just build, get work done.
I suppose in that case that, by your definition, I will, or I've certainly had lower days.
Hmm.
As of recent, I've taken on a much larger project.
Oh,
A new living space for myself, but it took a lot of cleaning up and refactoring.
oh, I see.
We're using something long abandoned, but of course, long abandoned means clearing out the infestations of other squatters. A lot of,
Refurbishing.
yes, a lot of overgrowth, a lot of neglect, structural likes.
Hmm.
But it's reaching a point of near completion, so
That is good. I have worked so much on this village, and yet I feel I'm so far away from completion.
I suppose, yes, in comparison, my project wouldn't be too grand. But nonetheless, I've got high hopes for it. I currently is a light point of contention, so I'm open to seeing how that develops.
Point of
But
contention?
yes, it hmm. Yes, point of contention. It may not go over well, but It's just a matter of playing the cards correctly,
Hmm.
seeing how
That is
things
true.
fall. Like I said, it was long since abandoned, so realistically, you would think that things would be open, or that if it was allowed to fall into such a state of disrepair and abandonment, then it is of minimal importance. However, it may prove to be something they pretend to care about in order to
Hmm.
disservice another that they care less for.
I see.
I don't care for it, so I've, again, made it my own. Allowed it to be a safe haven for myself. If they wish to challenge that, it's no longer on their home field.
Hmm.
If that is enough sense. I'm more familiar with it than they are at this point, is, I suppose, a better way to place it.
Hmm. I think I have heard of squatters' rights.
Sure. I've done more for it than they, I suppose, ever have, in addition, so.
That is true. You could argue that. So,
I don't think they have grounds. If they wish to challenge, it's not even. They're of a different realm. So I don't think it would be even their right to.
that is true. Though the my vessel has been wanting to do more relations between the kingdoms, which is why we're allowed to go between with the tolls.
Hmm. And you think
And as long
that
as we follow
the
the rules.
High Vessel would perhaps You think the High Vessel would disrespect a citizen of her very own just to build relations with a different kingdom?
Depends on how important it is to the kingdom. Because I do not think we could deal with another war.
Well, I suppose it would be me and you pulled right into it.
That is
We'd get to
true.
be the
Might
front
be
lines
forced to
again.
fight this time. No, I
As
was
if we
not.
weren't already.
I was not.
I was not either. Some of us got lucky, but at heavier costs, I would say.
Yes. So you did not fight in the war?
No.
Do you wish you did?
No, I don't see a point in fighting else or fighting someone else's battle.
That is fair.
I was again talking with a compatriot about fighting and leadership and the like, and she elaborated that the Andirian kingdom had a requirement to fight, and I can't quite understand it.
At least theirs was everyone.
But how does that make it better? Required to fight regardless seems silly. Seems.
Well, it was to protect everyone's home. I think making everyone required to fight is better than singling out a single people of the overworld.
I see two paths in respect to that. The first, a good leader should inspire warriors, not require them. I believe that a leader should not have to place restrictions or laws or force of hand in order to have people follow them, whether that be to battle or in respect to tradition or law or the like. I believe that a good leader, just by simply leading, should create warriors of their own without demanding or asking for it, requiring it by law.
I do agree with that.
I'd say a good leader has a good cause, and a good cause is impossible not to follow, simply by you believe it too.
Mm.
But fighting a war you don't believe in, or have no stake in, or no respect for, creates unjustified blood. My second point. Unjustified blood, such as my father's, or what I assume to be my mother's, or the rest of my pack, or any other pack, is unjustified, uncalled for. We have no relation, had no relation, there in which with the kingdom, simply by living on its grounds, we were forced in. There is no justice, there is no path to follow, there is no reason for any of us, any of the Wolfkin, to have been pulled into the fight. Besides, some shriekling somewhere decided it.
Not just a circling.
I think that it creates a path of blood, and the path of blood must be followed. No matter how long it will take for someone to follow it, eventually, someone will be bold enough to put a stop to endless outpour of injustice. Yes?
I agree. So we cannot only blame the Shrieking. The previous ruler was despicable, but so was the
A lot
Wolfkin
of
who
them.
signed away the rights.
Pardon?
It was a Wolfkin who signed the contract to force Wolfkins into the draft.
What, by shrieking force, some sort of prisoner?
No,
Actually.
power. She traded her entire kind just for power.
What kind of power would that even grant to? Sign away your own rights.
Money,
How would that?
a lordship.
At the cost of having no rights to enact on any of that, though. It'd be foolish, unbelievable at that.
Well, I did say they were stupid.
Certainly. I
Mm,
think I begin to
funniest thing
see
is,
why the alcohol's a favorable pastime. Certainly the feeling of the time seems to be passing, or like you said, the warmth in the chest is certainly something.
it is a very nice feeling I enjoy.
Not quite sure yet if I enjoy it or not.
That is fair. Given time. That is what some things require.
I think that will be where I'll have to cut off. I can pass this along to you, but I don't wish to make an example of myself, such as the baker.
Hmm.
I don't feel
Well, I understood where she was coming from. You were very aggressive.
Hmm?
I heard that she was hitting on you, no?
Something like that. She was shouting at me.
Yes, she can come on very strong, but it is understandable.
Well, regardless, I don't want to fall into the same path, and I already feel my thoughts feel just a bit jumbled, or thoughts become words. I'm unused to it, I suppose. But I appreciate it nonetheless, and I will see you again.
I hope to see you around often.
Likewise. So much for letting her drink more than me. Onset so very quickly. I don't. I can't tell what I'm speaking aloud and what it's just thought, or what thoughts I'm not. It's not sound right now. I need rest. Whatever will get this away. I don't have control over it. I. I will need rest. Perhaps even